I'd like to thank Pat Favaron for reading, as well as our CS music team, and Karen Mitchell for the wonderful music today. We're continuing with our November series, which is A Grateful Heart. And today, we're learning how to truly live from a place of gratitude and abundance, with our topic being Secrets of Abundant Living. Abundance can be experienced and shared in so many, an infinite number of ways. So, inspired by a desire to share and make a beneficial contribution to our world, we focus today on ideas that stimulate our acceptance of abundance and look at some of my secrets of abundant living, though none of them need be kept secret. They end up being secrets only because people don't embrace their abundance and live as though it's already theirs. And of course, I have a question for you. What is the one choice that you can make today to remember that abundance is your divine birthright and always right where you are? One more time. What is the one choice that you can make today to remember that abundance is your divine birthright and always right where you are? In our reading today, you heard about the inexhaustible supply of divine energy that we can appropriate. Our opening song was God is my source. That's the first secret. Secret number 1, make the divine your source and your supply. And if you need a reason to believe in the abundance, look around at all of the tree leaves that have fallen this time of year. Absolute abundance. I also love that analogy in the reading about the little girl who was stepping on the hose and stopping the flow of water. The solution was simple. Take her foot off the hose. In life, I think that we often stop ourselves from experiencing the full extent of our good because we block the flow in some way. Either by saying no to a gift because we think it with a mistaken idea that it was charity, or we're too proud to accept it, or by failing to ask when we need help. The truth is that our good comes to us often in unexpected ways from unexpected places, and we have to learn to accept it. And that's secret number 2. Be willing to accept your good, no matter how it shows up. Stop pressing your foot on that pipeline of abundance and complaining about scarcity in any area of your life. The other analogy in the reading was about dipping from the ocean, that vast supply of water. And that analogy is yet another secret. Secret number 3, set your expectations high and have faith in the results. If you go to the ocean with a bucket, you can dip a full bucket out. If you only bring a cup, all you get is a cup. And if you only bring a thimble, you get only a thimbleful. It's not that you can't have more. It's that you're not asking for more or expecting that you can have more. So notice if you're limiting your abundance by only being open to a certain amount, or by trying to tell the universe how to give you what you want. Ernest Holmes talks about this in Creative Mind and Science. The substance that we deal with in itself is never limited, but we often are, because we draw only what we believe. Why would any of us want to go to the divine source of supply with only a thimble? Think about what you want and bring those expectations in full measure to that divine source. One more water analogy before I move on. Have you ever seen a brook or a river that babbles and the water flows easily downstream? When I lived in Oregon, there were lots of rivers and brooks that emptied into the ocean. And it was really exciting to hop into a canoe or a raft and ride downstream, just allowing the river to do the work. Occasionally, perhaps, having to hit a rapid and maybe work around it a little bit. But you didn't actually have to do much other than steer around the rocks and the rapids and then just enjoy the ride. Even with the rapids, there were ways to traverse them and keep on the journey. Which brings us to secret number 4. Know that any challenges you can overcome, and your path to abundance can continue. Sometimes a bump in the road is just that, a bump in the road. Steer around it and keep on going to your destination. Let me shift gears for a moment. How often do you stop and notice that it's a beautiful day? Not dependent on the weather, just because of something that happened. Like, we woke up healthy and feeling great. Webster defines abundance as a very large quantity of something. Perhaps as we get wiser, we begin to define abundance not to be about something. Or rather, we learn to think about that something as other gifts that are not tangible, like love and joy, compassion and trust, freedom and safety. Whatever God quality you embrace and you recognize as abundant within you. And those that are still wanting the something, like more money, a better job, a better car, it's time to start 100% believing that it can happen. And be clear about what it is that you want. The universe is very exacting. If we send mixed messages, we're not going to get what we want. If we say, I really want a car, but I probably won't get it, what do you think happens? Right, you're not going to get it. You do not believe that you can have it. While all the while, someone else seems to be walking down a very rosy path because they believe that what they want, they can get. The bottom line about all of this is secret number 5. Be clear about what you are seeking. And here's a brief warning. The grass may look greener on the other side of the fence, and it's highly probable that it isn't really any greener. In the October 2001 edition of the Science of Mind magazine, we read these words of Ernest Holmes. There is no reason we should ever stop accepting more and more good. Our thought should be so enlarged that it cannot help gathering more and more, even though, with the other hand, we are ever distributing what we gather. Indeed, the only reason for having it is that we may give to others. The only reason for having is that we may give to others. That is a huge message. The only reason to have it is to give it away? Really? What if I asked you how many seeds are in a tomato? You could devise a way to solve that problem. You could go count the seeds and develop various ways of calculating an answer. Perhaps visually recreating what you thought the inside of a tomato looked like, or getting a real tomato and quartering it and estimating the seeds in each section. Whatever method you use, the real answer is there are enough. In every tomato, there are enough seeds to save some to plant next year, to give some to neighbors so that they can have tomatoes. And then next year, they can save seeds and give those seeds away to others. Which brings us to secret number 6. Share your good, as it is the only path to true abundance. I know that I often give money to people in trouble. And when we had our center on Airline Highway, people would stop in regularly for gas money or asking for help with rent or whatever. I always found ways to help them, quite often from my own pocketbook. And most of the time, they promised to come back and repay me, although I have to say it didn't seem to happen all that often, that they remembered to come back. And some of my friends said, you need to quit doing this. It's foolish. More and more people are going to show up. And yet, Jesus told us, ask and it's given. So shouldn't we endeavor to be that Christ on the planet? That when someone truly asks for something, that we can give what we can. And what I know is that what goes around comes around. My karma is such that when I need help, there always seems to be someone there to help me with whatever the situation. Abundance is not about hanging on to what we have. It's about creating a flow of good in the world with it. Really, who benefits from not having seeds of fruits and vegetables? Only the person who has the seeds. And in an abundant community, we all have the seeds, whether the seeds be of money, of love, of kindness, of talents. I've learned that giving is a fabulous feeling. And it's also a way to create abundance in my own life. It is so true that what we give comes back to us multiplied abundantly. Let me tell you the story about a turtle called TT. TT was a turtle that was born into a beautiful place, but it was quite far from the ocean. And he was none too happy with that hard shell that he had to carry around. He envied the butterflies who could just soar into the sky. And he got frustrated when he got flipped over and was trying to free himself from the shell. Now a rabbit came along and turned him back over, and he was grateful for being upright again. And in the same thought, he was sorry he couldn't hop like the rabbit. In other words, TT was living his life in what I call woe is me mode. The rabbit kept trying to explain to TT that he needed to learn to embrace who he was. He was a turtle. And the rabbit showed him the way to the ocean. And when TT got into the ocean, he realized that his shell actually allowed him to fly in the ocean and to soar through the water. And so TT was able to leave behind that woe is me attitude and begin to really enjoy his life. How often do you think that you may have a gift that you're not appreciating? There might be a challenge right now in your life. I invite you to notice if it might be a gift in disguise. What if you made up your mind to see the challenges in your life as gifts in disguise? What if you decided that this unexpected event or unexpected reaction of a friend or unexpected expense was actually a way of waking you up to some of your higher good? Sometimes, like TT, we make up a story around a part of our life. The way that TT was making up this woe is me story around his shell. His shell he thought was a burden until he could see it with different eyes. So a good question might be this: what story might you be telling yourself right now that might have you looking at the bigger picture? And that brings us to secret number 7. Find your abundance in what you already have. Ernest Holmes in Help for Today reminds us, spirit, which is the creative life principle, is forever flowing through us. But man has been given the power or right to impede or stop its progress in himself. We know we can tie a cord tightly around our arm and so inhibit the circulation of blood that congestion, stagnation, and infection will follow. In like manner, through our thinking processes, our ideas, and our convictions, we use the tourniquets of negative thoughts and block the flow of the creative life through us. Did you hear that? That it's through our thinking and our negative thoughts that we actually tie tourniquets and block the flow of the creative life through us. Why do we do that? I'm going to invite you for a minute to just think about what we place our attention on, we get more of. I love an acronym that I made up a long time ago called AIM. When we put our attention on an intention, we can manifest. Be cautious though, because it works no matter what your intentions are, whether they be conscious or unconscious. Which is why instead of saying I'm tired, I encourage my friends to say, I could use more energy. The universe wants to give us what we're asking for. Don't say, I'm tired. The universe says, okay, you can be tired. But when we say, I could use more energy, the universe says, okay, we'll give you a little more energy. I actually believe that the secret to an abundant life is allowing your consciousness to become like the stream, taking whatever is placed in it, hopefully associated with abundance, downstream to that ocean where everything is so plentiful. So put your canoe of what it is you want in a consciousness that flows and takes your desires to that manifestation ocean. Might you owe it to yourself to pause and ponder how it is that you truly want your life to be? What might you get and who might you be if you believed with every fiber of your body that your best life was already waiting for you to arrive at it, like the canoe moving towards the ocean? And that brings us to secret number 8. Aim for abundance. Attention plus intention equal manifestation. So place your attention on your intention to have abundance in your life and manifest it. One last comment. We've been brainwashed that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. I actually prefer how Holmes thinks of it, and this is indeed one of my favorite quotes of his. Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too much to ask of the power that can do anything. A while back, I was watching a Good Doctor episodes. Yes, it's one of my earthly TV pleasures. And one of the people in a relationship mentioned that she liked to leap into the ocean. And her partner said that he was a toe dipper, even when he knew the ocean waters were warm. I actually think it takes both kinds of people in the world, the leapers and the toe dippers. And in some areas, we're probably all leapers, while in others, we're toe dippers. And that varies from person to person. Our faith about our life doesn't seem to be equally distributed. And that's okay. It's just that to be a leaper, you have to have faith that it's going to turn out okay. So I invite you to consider how your leaping or toe dipping is impacting your abundance in various areas of your life. If you leap into art projects with great abandonment and you toe dip with money issues, you're most likely going to see a difference in the outcome from your art and from your finances. Remember, aim. When we place our attention on an intention, it manifests. We must learn to experience abundance in unexpected ways in unexpected places, and to transmit ourselves fully to everything. Even if we toe dip and ease into it at our own pace, diving into the pool versus going down the steps when the water is a bit chilly, that's great. Just be enthusiastic and expect miracles. Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind wrote this: "When we learn to trust the universe, we shall be happy, prosperous, and well." We must learn to come under that divine government and accept the fact that nature's table is ever filled. So trust the universe. Know that God is your source so that your table is ever filled. And if we learn to think of the divine life as flowing through our every action, we soon discover that the things we give our attention to are quickened with a new energy. For we're breathing the very essence of life into them. And this is secret number 9. Abundance is your birthright, and you have to claim it. Leap or toe dip, it doesn't matter. Just claim it. Where in your life might you be saying no to receiving, and thus having an impact on receiving whatever it is you're really wanting? So I'd like to recommend a couple things so that you can embrace these secrets. The first is, if you haven't already downloaded the gratitude journal for the month of November, it's on our website, cslsoutheastla.org. Do it now. Make yourself daily aware of all of your abundance. And a gratitude journal is a great way to do that. There's also daily affirmations that you can use for the whole month. And second, while you're out there on the website, claim your gift that has the 9 secrets of abundance that we talked about today, and read them regularly. Secret 1, make the divine your source and your supply. Secret 2, be willing to accept your good, no matter how it shows up. Secret 3, set your expectations high and have faith in the results. Secret 4, know that any challenges you can overcome and your path to abundance can continue. Secret number 5, be clear about what you're asking and what you're seeking. Secret number 6, share your good, and it's the only path to true abundance. Secret 7, find your abundance in what you already have. Remember TT. Secret 8, aim for abundance. Attention plus intention equal manifestation. And secret 9, Abundance is your birthright, and you have to claim it. And I recommend that you never forget that there is a power from which you are inseparable, and you can use it. So in summary, how might you learn to practice these secrets of abundant living? Knowing that abundance is your birthright and you have to claim it. Where in your life might you be saying no to receiving and thus having an impact on receiving in other areas? So accept your abundance. Expect it to show up in unexpected ways from unexpected places. And remember, what goes around comes around. So give more and more and more. And put your canoe of what you want in a consciousness that flows and takes your desires to their manifestation ocean. Experience life as abundant. Whether you're a leaper or a toe dipper, take a big bucket to the ocean of abundance and dip it in. So here's the affirmation for the week. How is it I so easily and willingly make the choice today to remember that abundance is my divine birthright and always right where I am? So challenge yourself this week to use the affirmation at least 3 times each day. Either the one from this Sunday or the one in your gratitude journal that I know you're going to download. And read the secrets out loud at least once a day and breathe them in. And then just observe yourself this week. Notice when you might be discouraged or feeling lack at any level. And remember, God is your source. So tap into it with a big bucket. I invite you to check in a couple times a day just to see how you're doing. Let's pray. We take a big, deep, nourishing breath. And we settle into that place within us that we know we are abundant. Everybody, in everybody's life, there is some space of abundance. Maybe it's just all the leaves that are in your front yard. And from that space, just notice that you can develop a belief that life is full of good. You can allow the universe to send you things in unexpected ways from unexpected places and be grateful for them. So I am grateful. I'm grateful to know that each of us is living an abundant life, and that whether we're toe dipping or leaping, that we are bringing about huge amounts of abundance in our life. So it's from all of that gratitude that I just release this into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that God has already said yes. We've asked, it's given. So I can just let it be, say amen. And we can affirm it together. And so it is. And I am continuing to be grateful to all the people that regularly are donating, sending in their checks, donating through one of our possible ways of doing so. I am so grateful for this community and all of the abundance that I feel is spreading throughout the community. And this is our opportunity to show the center thanks in a monetary way. I appreciate it. Enjoy our offertory song.